Hi, I'm Scott Wrighton, and I'm here to tell you every week about some things that are going on with your local Decatur city government. Even though the service of garbage, recycling, and solid waste collection is not technically a service provided by the city of Decatur, it is regulated by the city of Decatur through city ordinance. We realize that for some time there have been some disruptions in service. As a result of the acquisition of Advanced Disposal by Waste Management Incorporated, nearly 80% of the city of Decatur is now serviced by this combined company, which will operate under the name of Waste Management. To be honest with you, they've had some trouble, Waste Management has, in absorbing all of these new routes, and it's been exacerbated by COVID, which has impacted their staffing. And there have been times when 30% or more of the positions of Waste Management companies' positions to pick up the trash have been unfilled. And because of these staffing problems, there have been repeated incidences where several sections of routes around the city don't get served. We have discussed this with Waste Management, and if you are in one of those routes, hopefully you have received emails from Waste Management telling you when they'll be picking up the trash if they missed the trash or your recycling. We continue to meet with them because they have not been meeting our service expectations to make sure that they get back up to the service expectations that the city of Decatur requires. As a result of those negotiations, Advanced Disposal should be shortly making some announcements to the public about some changes that they'll be making, as well as some rate adjustments that they'll be offering customers that have been affected by delays in collection of garbage and recycling. This is a matter with regard to collection, as well as with regard to potential refunds or of credits on future charges that is between the customer and Waste Management. The city isn't providing any credits, but as the one who manages the ordinance and makes sure that they comply with the ordinance, we have met with them. So watch closely in the media for additional information about what Waste Management is going to be doing. I'd also like to share with you, in the time we have today, a few pieces of information about special projects that the city of Decatur is undertaking in the near future and which you may have heard about, or in some cases even seen by driving by. The city is building a new fire station number 7 over on the east side of Lake Decatur at the corner of Highway 36 and 36th Street. It actually fronts on an adjacent street called Chestnut. This station will look almost identical to the one we recently finished and occupied over on Fairview, over on the west side of the city, just north of Highway 36, near Fairview Plaza. And that station should be finished towards the end of the year. When we finish that station and move into it, we will vacate a station that currently is at the Decatur Airport. That building is not owned by the city of Decatur. It's been leased from the Decatur Park District since the late 1960s when it was built. And so we'll be turning that building back over to the Decatur Park District. So you'll see that construction going on every time you go down 36 towards Mount Zion Road. The city of Decatur has what many cities our age have, and that is an infiltration and inflow problem with some of our sewers. Before the Second World War, the common practice was to build sanitary sewers that handle both sanitary waste as well as stormwater in the same pipe. Beginning in the 1950s, the practice became to separate the sewers so that there was one pipe system that handled sanitary waste that had to be treated at the wastewater treatment plant, and a totally separate piping system that took stormwater that could be discharged into receiving streams and rivers. In Decatur, we have combined sewers that predate that transition, and we have sewers that were built more recently that reflect that separation. The city of Decatur will likely never completely separate all of its sewers, eliminating all of the combined sewers, but we've made significant progress over the last several years in reducing the number of combined sewers that we have. The frequent and most often practiced method of separation is to continue using the old combined sewer as a sanitary sewer and then build a new storm sewer because it's shallower and it doesn't involve as many connections, and so that makes it cheaper, and then we take all of that storm water off of the system. When they're combined and it's all on the same system, when there's a heavy rainfall event, then it can surcharge the sewers, and we want to eliminate those. As it turns out, over the next several years, some of our largest sewer separation projects will be on the west side of the city. So you'll look forward to seeing that near Fairview Park and the areas north along Fairview and Oakland further to the north and north on Highway 48. The city has done other things besides separation projects to reduce the amount of surcharge in the sewer. We have a program, for example, in cooperation with the Decatur Sanitary District, where we pay 100% of the cost of putting in what's called an overhead sewer, so that you don't have basement backup. If you have any basement backups up through the floor drains and the sewer coming into your house, you might want to give the Public Works Department a call, because we pay up to $10,000 of an overhead sewer installation. The City of Decatur's Public Works Department has also been very aggressive about cleaning and lining sewers so that cracks and other unauthorized connections to the sewer are eliminated, which also goes a long ways to reducing the number of basement backups we have. At one point, when we were negotiating with the EPA, the City of Decatur had close to 500 basement backups a year. That number has been radically reduced because of these efforts, and we will continue to make progress in doing that through the projects and the improvements of the sewer that I mentioned to you. You might have also noticed in the news that the city is working with the Decatur Park District on improvements to the marina section of Basin 2 in Lake Decatur. Specifically, that's the section on the northwest side of the lake between the Devon Amphitheater and Lost Bridge Road, where there's the highest concentration of docks to service private boats in that area. What the city has embarked on with the Park District is a multi-phased, multi-year project to install additional docks that get more boats in the same space, and to build at 20 or 40 at a time docks in there so that more people can have access to the lake with their private boats. But the other thing that it will do over time, and this has been a part of long-range planning that the city and the Park District have done for more than 10 years, is to make it more financially possible, more financially viable for a marina operator to service that area with a lot of other lake services, like maybe a convenience store at some point, or boat rentals, if there's more critical mass of docks and marina services in that area, then that becomes possible. And that's the city's ultimate goal in that area. So you'll see information coming out about that as additional docks are put in that section beginning this coming spring. So in future meetings, I'll mention other projects, especially ones that there might be driving detours for, or some other way that you're displaced. And I look forward to bringing that information to you in the weeks ahead. Thanks.